In today's economy, buying a home or keeping the one you have is tough, but NACA, a nonprofit HUD-certified organization, can help you do both. And it's free. NACA's mortgage is the best in the nation, and you don't need perfect credit. There's no down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees.
Low interest, if I can tell it, low interest, 3.625.
You can qualify for this fixed-rate mortgage at NACA's American Dream event at the Rosen Center Hotel in Orlando, Saturday, March 24th through Wednesday, the 28th. If you already own a home but are struggling with the payment, the American Dream Tour may help you too.
Savings of $817 a month.
NACA can reduce interest rates to a payment you can afford.
At this point, we are saving almost $1,200 a month.
Whether you're trying to save a home or purchase one, NACA's American Dream Tour will be in Orlando for only 5 days, beginning Saturday, March 24th through Wednesday, the 28th. Home buyers can get approved for NACA's mortgage. Existing homeowners who have an unaffordable mortgage may get their monthly payment reduced. The event is at the Rosen Center Hotel, located at 9840 International Drive in Orlando. All the major lenders and investors will be there to restructure loans the same day. Register now at NACA.com, American Dream Tour Orlando. You'll also find all the documents you need once you register. That's NACA.com or call 888-499-6222. That's 888-499-6222.
We are saving the dream. The dream.
They came to save their homes.
I need help with the mortgage. I am behind.
They lined up at midnight each day.
If I could save my dream and be out here early, I'm going to try to do everything I can.
They camped out in the dark and cold.
It's wonderful that they're having something like this, you know, because really there's just so many people that need it.
It's NACA's Save the Dream Tour, where struggling homeowners around the country are getting help restructuring their loans.
It's bad. I know my next door neighbor just recently moved out. They lost their home. And I've known a couple people that I work with that have lost their homes too. I don't want to do that. This is my first home and I want to keep it.
In every city, tens of thousands formed long lines waiting to get in.
All my savings went to this house. And now my house I have to go to? How am I going to live? Where am I going to be? Outside?
I think it's great that they're actually trying to step in and help, you know, because the banks won't listen to us.
Wow, Diana, look at that crowd behind you.
It's unbelievable, Michelle. Now, the people are coming in from all over the Northeast to this event, and they're actually leaving with restructured loans. Not new loans, but the same loan with the same lender at a reduced interest rate.
We're determined to do it for everybody, because look, aren't we thy brother's keeper?
To understand what brought thousands of people together, you need to go back 2 decades. NACA was the first organization to fight predatory lending. In 1991, NACA initiated an aggressive campaign against Fleet Bank, forcing it to commit more than $8 billion in affordable loans. In 2000, NACA's CEO and founder, Bruce Marks, was one of the first to sound the alarm about the current mortgage crisis. Marks testified in Congress, warning of the consequences of the government being involved in predatory lending.
Without such controls, Fannie Mae will continue to expand its reach into the subprime market and might itself become a predatory lender. Participation in these schemes by the GSEs poses potential risk for the housing and banking industry and for the economy in general.
That congressional testimony fell on deaf ears. Years later, America is in a financial mess.
Unless these lenders do the right thing and restructure these loans, millions of homeowners are going to lose their homes.
NACA is the largest and most effective nonprofit homeownership and community advocacy organization in the country. It has 40 offices nationwide and is HUD certified. NACA provides the best homeownership programs in America.
Just 2 hours into this help seminar, and you can see the room behind me is full of troubled homeowners. Lines began out the door at 6 in the morning, and some are expected to stay till 2 a.m.
NACA was also the first to realize traditional payment plans and refinances were not working. So it revolutionized the industry by pressuring lenders to restructure loans to what people could truly afford. Payments are based on the borrower's net income minus reasonable expenses.
So what I do is I take your mortgage payment and I reduce it by the total deficit that you have.
To achieve the affordable payment, NACA lowers the interest rate for the life of the loan and or cuts the outstanding principal. The reason NACA can reduce mortgages is because it has legal agreements with all the major lenders, including Fannie Mae.
You don't have to be in foreclosure or about to lose your home to qualify for this. You just have to have a mortgage that's unaffordable.
And we're going to get that payment locked in for the life of the loan.
On the Save the Dream Tour, lenders approve solutions on the spot.
Payment was about $1,200 a month. Now, 4% interest, $789 a month.
With fixed interest rates, less than 5%, often at 3% and sometimes 2%.
We went from 9.67 to 4.
Because you guys are retired and you need something that is going to be fixed, it's going to be permanent.
It's a burden lifted. It's a blessing. It is a blessing.
They just saved the marriage.
That's great. She can save her house and save her marriage. Not only did we solve one problem today, but we solved her life problems.
I don't have money I need to spend on the kids where I haven't had it for the past 2 Christmases. We ain't had one, really. It's going to help us tremendously. I know that.
Same-day solutions are reasons to celebrate. Relief is finally here.
I won't have to worry so much. I've been worrying all my life, ever since I've been to Vietnam, because I'm 63 years old. And my last years, I could really be satisfied.
Emotions are intense.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's just wonderful to be able to help other people, and they really need help.
The couple she helped had a 10% interest rate despite good credit.
We were not given true, accurate information.
High, predatory mortgage terms nearly caused them to give up their home. Until NACA.
The name should be a flying angel. They're just a blessing machine.
NACA began saving homes for at-risk homeowners as soon as the crisis hit. It created the Save the Dream Tour to help thousands of borrowers at once. Meeting one-on-one with homeowners, counselors help them prepare budgets.
The mortgage company is going to expect you to make certain sacrifices.
Then, at a push of a button, NACA's underwriting software declared how much the homeowner could afford and automatically requested the mortgage servicing company to restructure the loan accordingly.
It's a good thing for the banks. We do the work for them. It's a win-win situation.
The Save the Dream Tour has had such impact, providing tens of thousands of real solutions. The story's gone national.
This is the CBS Evening News.
They lined up in the hundreds, documents in hand, hope in their hearts that today would bring a solution to their mortgage troubles.
This is not your fault.
Many homeowners struggling with bad loans are turning to a nonprofit group. It's aggressive and sometimes confrontational, and the tactics are being described as such, but they often get results.
Taking advantage of a free loan restructuring event put on by NACA. Initially, 5,000 people signed up to work with counselors, but word quickly spread, bringing out 15,000 more. NACA says an event like this destroys the myth that homeowners are walking away from lenders. All they need, they say, is someone to help.
Close to 8,000 borrowers already, and they're still lining up. It's a 5-day event by NACA, a community nonprofit, which made deals with lenders like Countrywide, Wells Fargo, and J.P. Morgan to restructure loans. Now, this event is so dramatic, just in the numbers. The head of the FDIC came by to see it all, as well as the controller of the currency.
This is just the first stop for what is really a mobile servicing center. Plans are being made to take it on the road across the country.
I want all 435 congresspeople to see what we're doing here and see can they replicate this in their communities. This is what will get us back to where we ought to be.
Congressman James Clyburn is a national leader on restructuring mortgages to make them permanently affordable. Attending all 4 days of the South Carolina event, he was a strong advocate for the 25,000 participants, many his constituents. The congressman wants other states to follow suit.
I don't need this in order to get reelected. I need this in order to sleep well at night.
And so do the tens of thousands for whom NACA has saved the dream.
God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things.
Absolutely.
And I thank God for both of you.
You're so kind.
I really do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you. I love you. That's the best thing my country ever did for me since I came back from the war. Thank you.
To the rescue.
What does this now mean for you?
I'll be able to pay my mortgage every month on time.
Got to go back to the basics.
Solving the mortgage crisis from a very unlikely savior. Could he help save your home? We find out this hour. That and more right here, right now on CNN.
Stand by, Chip, and take a chip.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Hello, everyone. I'm Don Lemon. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to begin this newscast with breaking news tonight. A major shakeup in the Republican battle for president. There are few things scarier than living in fear of losing your home. Unfortunately, many of those facing foreclosure who tried working with their lenders got nowhere. But in Atlanta, one man is changing the game and helping change the lives of countless families. CNN's Deb Farrick has our report tonight.
He's an unlikely rock star.
And welcome, Bruce Moss.
Thank you.
CEO of this great organization. Welcome, Bruce.
And he's the man everyone here wants to meet. A crusader who's become a fierce advocate for struggling homeowners.
Everybody, thank you. Thank you. Look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the greatest thing ever hit this country.
Bruce Marks is doing what people here thought was near impossible. He's saving their homes from foreclosure.
How many people here have tried and failed to work with your lender? That's about 100%.
And he's doing it with the legally binding support of banks and lenders, getting them to modify existing loans.
What built this country after World War II? It was no down payment mortgages from the VA that were full doc underwriting and that people could determine what they could afford. We got to go back to basic underwriting. These mortgage products over the last 10 years were structured to fail. Interest only, negative AM, all these things. It was a home ownership deception scheme. Got to go back to the basics.
Good morning, homeowners.
Thousands from the Atlanta area waited long hours over several days, armed with bank statements, income tax returns, and hope. Everyone here has a story. Many are victims of predatory lending. There are those who have lost a job. Others are facing foreclosure. The one thing they have in common is they all want to find a way they can pay to stay in their homes. After her mortgage payments doubled to $1,200, government worker Retha Al-Sadiq came hoping to negotiate a 30-year fixed 3.75 rate, the average modified mortgage here.
A lot of pressure, a lot stressed out. It's just, I can't sleep.
Marx's army of workers from the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, or NACA, processed the paperwork, sending completed packages electronically to some 500 lenders less than 50 feet away.
If they're paying a $2,000 mortgage payment and the budget shows that they can only afford $1,300, then the bank has to do the restructuring of the mortgage to get to that $1,300 mortgage payment, bringing down the interest rate down to as low as 2% or reducing the outstanding principal. It's one mortgage product. No down payment. Bank pays all the closing costs and fees, always 1% below market, so today's rate is 3.75%. You don't need perfect credit.
What is in it for the banks?
Home ownership sustainability.
And Jeanette Dowells is with Bank of America. Some people would say, well, now the banks are basically giving loans to people that are reasonable, that people can actually afford. What happened? Why wasn't that the case before?
We don't claim perfection, and we can't harp on what has happened in the past. What we're doing now is putting our best foot forward to do what's right by our customer.
Did they just get a loan? The reality? It's good business. Banks make much less on foreclosures. The reality for homeowner Letitia Lewis, she was able to modify her mortgage down from 5.5 to 3.75, lowering her payments by $170 a month, down to $480. What does this now mean for you?
Well, I'll be able to pay my mortgage every month on time. So it means a great deal to me.
and a great deal to Bruce Marks.
So it's in your control.
An ex-union activist who seems to be doing what nobody else has been able to do. Get lenders to the table and fix the nation's mortgage mess.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Deborah Fayerick, CNN, Atlanta.